Thank you very much. We do start with a Fox News alert. Stunning developments in the IRS political targeting scandal. A federal judge in D.C. just issuing a ruling moments ago ordering an IRS official to provide a statement under oath next month about exactly what happened to thousands of missing emails belonging to former agency official Lois Lerner. Hi, everyone. I'm Gretchen Carlson. Big news today on The Real Story. So the judge also appointing a magistrate judge to supervise discussions between Judicial Watch. Now, remember, that's the nonprofit watchdog group that filed the lawsuit trying to get to the bottom of all those emails, officials at the IRS and the Justice Department. So we're going to have much more to come on all of this with Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. He's going to be joining me a little bit later on in the show for this breaking news. Well, meantime, another Fox News alert to tell you about, because President Obama wrapping up a speech on the economy in Austin, Texas. It happened just moments ago after attending a fundraiser there this morning. Of course, it's all just a few hundred miles away from a border crisis that the president says he does not need to see. Instead, the president tried to shift the blame to Republicans in Congress, saying they're the ones standing in the way of approving the nearly $4 billion he wants to fix the problem.
This isn't theater. This is a problem. I'm not interested in photo ops. I'm interested in solving a problem. And those who say I should visit the border, when you ask them what should we be doing, they're giving us suggestions that are embodied in legislation that I've already sent to Congress.
Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas joins me now live from Capitol Hill. So, Senator, it's your fault. It's the Republicans' fault.
Well, unfortunately, that has been the pattern of the Obama presidency, is everything is always somebody else's fault. I'm surprised he didn't blame this one on George W. Bush. That was his favorite trope the first 4 years of the administration. You know, the pattern we've seen is that it's all politics all the time. And so the president looks to blame others. You know, he's in Texas right now, and he's got plenty of time to do fundraisers with Democratic Party fat cats, and no time to actually visit the children who are suffering, who are facing physical abuse from drug dealers because of the failures of the Obama policies. It's really unfortunate. Well,
you understand the optics of the whole situation. If he goes down there and then photographers have those pictures, then it will be something that he has to own, correct?
Well, and I think he wants to avoid accountability. You know, it's interesting to see a number of Democratic members of Congress criticizing President Obama for running away from the humanitarian disaster that his policies have created. Congressman Henry Cuellar, who's a congressman down in the Valley in Texas, and a Democrat, has publicly said it's wrong and it's shocking that President Obama would go play pool in Colorado rather than come to the border and see the crisis. Congressman Luis Gutierrez, another Democrat, observed that it was like going on vacation near a hospital where a relative was in the hospital and not having time to actually go to the hospital and visit the relative. It shows his priorities are raising cash from Texas trial lawyers for Democratic politics rather than doing something meaningful for the children who are being hurt by the Obama administration's policies.
Meantime, Senator, I'd love to get your thoughts on this ruling just moments ago from a federal judge in D.C. ordering an IRS official to provide a statement under oath next month, August 10th, about exactly what happened to thousands of missing emails belonging to former agency official Lois Lerner. So this, as emails obtained by Fox, Senator, show Lerner warning her staff to be careful about what they actually said in emails because, oh, members of Congress may be actually interested in looking at them. What do you make of all this?
Well, I'm glad to see the federal judge beginning to have some accountability for the abuse of power at the IRS, for their, you know, the dog ate my homework excuse. You know, if you and I were being audited by the IRS, somehow we lost the emails, we lost our records, wouldn't be an acceptable excuse. And, you know, more broadly, the litigation will proceed, and I'm hopeful that the court will provide meaningful accountability. But we need to see accountability beyond that. We need to see, number one, the House of Representatives convene a select committee on the IRS. The House has already done that in Benghazi. I think that was a great thing to do. It needed to be done. We need one on the IRS, too. But number two, the Department of Justice's investigation of this has been woefully negligent. Eric Holder, the Attorney General, has put in charge of the investigation a major Obama donor who gave President Obama and the Democrats over $6,000. And just a couple of weeks ago, I publicly called on the Attorney General Eric Holder to appoint a special prosecutor with meaningful independence to investigate the abuse of power.
Right.
And if the Attorney General doesn't do that, in my view, the House of Representatives should begin impeachment proceedings against the Attorney General. We cannot have the chief law enforcement officer of the United States openly mocking and disregarding the law and refusing to investigate the Obama administration simply for partisan reasons.
It's very interesting because this organization, Judicial Watch, seems to be the only organization that has forced the IRS to have to turn over some of the information. So we will see what happens on August 10th. Senator Ted Cruz, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Gretchen.